Hello, the internet.
It is February 24th. I'm Brandon, that's Randall, and this is Random Bits.
Brandon, you're drinking water, and I'm drinking a margarita, and this is Random Bits, where we discuss everything from gaming to nerd life, nostalgia to off-the-wall news. We move at the speed of randomness. We're best friends, idiotic, and brutally honest, so stick around and let us know what you think. Or, if you have any questions or suggestions, you can tweet us at FreakTreeTVPod. Insert theme song here.
Don't think you need to say that. You just do it.
It's a audio tag for when I'm listening to it when I'm editing it.
There, now you have a break tag too.
I don't know if that actually works.
That gives you a break.
Yeah, but since you export it, I don't know. You'd have to save it as a project.
Oh.
Anyway, that might be faster. Just save it as a project.
But we want to do it every time, remember?
Instead of exporting it?
Oh, that. Maybe. We'll
No,
see.
not the intro.
Well, does it need to be exported regardless?
I don't fucking know. Look,
This is a professional enterprise here. We know exactly what we're doing at all times. Did you ever almost die?
No.
Not even as a child? You didn't do anything stupid?
No, I hated going outside from the age of 8 up. Oh, no, okay, I almost did die. Go on.
Well, you can go first.
You never, because you have an answer for this.
I do.
Oh, you do now. I don't know if you... No, because you weren't friends with us at that point. Or you weren't friends with me at that point.
I didn't move down here until 6th grade.
Yeah, this was after 6th grade.
Okay.
But...
we didn't really become friends until high school.
Yeah.
In Liebert's class in computer science.
Me and Nathan and Robbie, and I think maybe Travis and a couple of other people, we would go, after school was over on a Friday, we'd go to the library, fuck around in the library for a little while, and then we go back to school after everybody left.
And play in the gravel pits.
Play in the gravel pits. They still had the open gate policy where just anybody could go into school.
That's a great idea.
It was a different time in, 1999. So we go back and inevitably end up wrestling in the gravel pits. This particular day, you know how they had that coulee behind school?
Yeah.
Well...
That was also not fenced off.
Yes. You want to explain what a coulee is? It's a giant ditch.
Coulee's a big ditch. Canal.
They had a log across it. And me being the idiot that I was, said, let me hop on the log, see if we can get it to break. Not thinking, what's going to happen once it breaks?
Why even bother breaking it?
We were in like 6th grade. No, we were dumb. Anyway, the log broke. I almost fell to what seemed like fell to my death.
Like 5 feet?
Yeah. Nathan grabbed me and ended up pulling me back out of the coulee. I was upset because I got mud on my clothes. I didn't like getting dirty as a kid. I still don't.
I guess that's almost as much as I almost died. When I was like 6, maybe 7, still in Metairie.
Okay.
When you finished school, you went out in front of the school. There was a big wrought iron gate. And you waited on the sidewalk for your parent to drive up and pick you up. Different times.
Your parent would drive up on the sidewalk?
Drive up to the sidewalk and you jump in.
Okay.
I guess teachers were there to call names, but you didn't have like numbers like they do now. They just said, hey, I'm here to pick up so-and-so. Yeah. But anyway, I remember people were being just mean to me for some reason that day. I wasn't really picked on as a kid. I was at first or second grade. So I saw my mom walking into the school.
Don't act like you can't get picked on in first and second
grade. Well, you can,
grade.
but I didn't.
Okay.
Well, I obviously did this day. Anyway, I was done with it. I had more than once walked to and from school with my family.
Walking into the school.
See my mom walking into the school. I waved to her and take off.
Why was your mom going into school?
I don't know. She had to go talk to a teacher or something.
Okay, I got you.
But I waved. I thought you understood. This is a wave goodbye. I also don't know why no teacher stopped a 7 or 8 year old walking down the street on his own and then crossing Bonneville, which is a 4-lane road.
Okay,
maybe
that's
4-lane road. They did have crossing guards. I must have been with a group of other people when they were crossing though, Because nobody's right mind should I have been allowed to cross that road by myself.
Yeah.
Even with his just a crossing guard stopping traffic.
Yeah.
And letting an 7 or 8 year old walk across by himself. Anyway, I walked a mile home.
Okay.
But there's one point in the walk where we always cut through the person's backyard that ours butted up against.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom, when she was done talking to whatever teacher, she came outside, found my brother and sister, and like, where's Brandon? Couldn't find me. A couple people said, yeah, I saw him walking away. I don't know where he went, though.
Mm-hmm.
So mom drives home as fast as she can. At the point where I'm cutting through the neighbor's yard is when she drives past that way.
Uh-huh.
So as she's getting home, I'm walking out from the backyard, and she sees me just having walked home alone. And she, of course, yells at me, said I could have been, kidnapped, been chopped up into little bits and thrown into a lake somewhere.
Is this an almost died story because your mom then proceeded to beat you?
Well, no, she didn't beat me, but I guess almost died as I walked a mile home at 7 or 8 years old.
I was closer to almost dying than you. This is now a competition.
Sure, why not?
We completely skipped what'd you do this week, Brandon.
Yeah, we did. Weeks. 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Because it took me for fucking ever to edit that last episode.
Let me check my calendar.
He has a fucking calendar.
Well, everybody has a calendar on their phone.
I don't have I do. He's not, it's not on his phone. He just pulled out an actual calendar.
I went to my car and grabbed my calendar that I keep on my fridge.
He hangs the calendar on his car, in his car. On his car is more comedic. Just on the side of the car.
With a hard drive magnet. Because I got enough of those. So last week we were supposed to have D&D.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A friend couldn't make it. So we just did a board games.
Okay, because I was going to say, you ran D&D without me like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, but you're never... This is our last session.
You tied me up to a log and threw me down a river.
That was the first session. This is our last session. Okay. So the one of the guys being there, I didn't want to finish the game without him being there. He did miss the first couple sessions as well, but that's because we didn't invite him. We didn't know he was into D&D. Anyway, so we had a little game night instead. We played a game called Vast. In Vast, there's somebody plays the cave, a dragon, a knight, and the goblins.
Oh, yeah, that sounds cool.
I was the cave. We were learning it. Everybody has their own ways to win. Their own objectives. Mm. The goblins kill the knight.
Uh-huh.
The knight kills the dragon. The dragon escapes. The cave kills everyone.
Okay.
I was the cave. I won.
Hey, you won. All right.
We also played Dominion. I killed. Nobody else had a chance. Monday was President's Day. It was a day off, a vacation day for where I work.
I was supposed to say, for who? I didn't have Monday off.
There were 3 of us that got scheduled to work. We volunteered to work.
Actually, I did have Monday off, but just because it was my day off.
It was President's Day. 3 of us requested to work. Mm-hmm. I think I took 6 tickets because I had to do the self-service, and the people that entered the tickets didn't. I talked to them Tuesday, and they're like, I didn't know you were going to be there. I entered the ticket and left because I didn't expect to call home, call back. That day, me and Matthew, we played my NES Classic. Yeah. Just the whole 8 hours almost.
Jesus.
Well, 9, I think, is what I ended up working. We played, Double Dragon.
Were you working from home? Or
no, I was at the office.
You brought the NES to the office?
Yeah, it fits in my backpack with my computer. It's great. I love it. He brought his Super NES, but we didn't play it. He let the other guy play it so he wouldn't bother us. Because the other guy kept on coming and standing behind us and watching. He's like, hey, you want my Super NES and you can go and play somewhere else?
It's the Big Brother version of here. Go do something.
Here's the controller. Yeah. So we played Bubble Bobble. Games are a lot harder on that, or they were just a lot harder when I was younger, and I'm a worse gamer than I was.
Nintendo hard.
Because we played Bubble Bobble.
Is Ninja Gaiden on there?
No, maybe we were playing 2-player games. We played Bubble Bobble. Could not beat the final boss. I know for a fact when I was younger, I beat that game multiple times. Couldn't do it with both of us.
I don't know if I've ever played Bubble Bobble.
Played Super Mario, did the warps. I got to level 8-2 and couldn't beat it before I got a game over. We played Mario 3, couldn't effing beat it. We went just straight to World 8. Double Dragon we played and did okay, just not great. I played a little bit of Gradius.
I used to be really good at Double Dragon.
Like the Double Dragon where A is the attack to the right and B is the attack to the left.
One, no.
Yeah, Nest Double Dragon. At first I was like, well, I can punch it, I can kick behind me. I'm facing the other way, and now I'm kicked behind me with the button's flipped.
You know what? It might have been that. I just might not have known that that's what that did.
And I played Tetris, of course. I played a little bit of Spelunky. Watching somebody that's good to play Spelunky makes me think I could play a whole lot better.
Uh-huh.
But I'm still horrible. I got to the Ice Caves once. And all that I played.
I try to rush Spelunky too much.
After the first level, I think I take the first level nice and slow, and I'm just balls to the wall.
And you're like, I got it. And then that fucking ghost shows up. No.
Well, the ghost shows up if you take too much time.
Yeah. Someone's racing in Milton.
Not a long race.
All right, what else you got?
I painted a mini. I finished
Yes, you did. I
Matthew's
saw
mini.
that. It looks okay. Eyes are a little bit wonky, but I mean,
It's the best eyes I've done yet.
yeah.
One of my senseis came over, and he used to paint.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, if you ask him how much martial arts he does, I've had a class or two. He's a 3rd degree black belt.
Uh-huh.
He had a class or two. So when he said he painted, he said, I painted a couple minis.
Uh-huh.
I didn't realize it. He was talking the same way. He brought his minis over, like the big tool chests full of stuff. He went to the point where he was building Warhammer minis. He was putting magnets on them so you could interchange the arms on these things.
Yeah.
I mean, everything was just a work of art.
Yeah.
And I'm here with my little crappy minis. But he did tell me how to paint eyes. I was doing it backwards. You paint the eyes first. The book I had always said
So
to
you
paint
can
the
go
eyes
around
last.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It did, but I never thought about it. So he said paint the eyes first, and I did. The last eyes on the android were just white because he's an android.
Yeah.
So I didn't do pupils. But I can actually do eyes now, and it's amazing. But I think I'm still getting better.
No, it looks good.
I think the backpack is what I spent the most time on.
Backpack.
Getting it to look worn and used.
You're okay with me putting pictures of the
minis, yeah.
the minis
That's fine.
on the video?
I'm proud of them.
Okay,
I
good.
post them on Facebook for a reason.
Because when you're done with Bane, I'm absolutely showing off your work.
That's fine.
What did I do? I got the boots and the jacket in. For...
Boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and boots and boots and cats.
We're done with this podcast. I hope you enjoyed it, folks. I got the boots and the jacket in for Bane. Cut the sleeves off of the jacket, so that is a proper vest now. The boots, you're going to repaint some of them. And you understood what I meant on the toe?
Yeah.
I want it to look like he has a whole exposed steel toe on his, like a steel cover.
Oh, the whole thing? I thought just wanted the strap chrome. The whole toe cap?
On the whole toe cap.
Okay.
I want it chrome.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Kind of like Biff Tannen's boots.
Exactly. Biff Tannen's boots. Yes, exactly. And you're going to repaint the head for me. Try to.
It's going to be bad. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
It'll be great. It's a lot bigger scale than you're used to working with.
Yeah, I won't need my magnifying glass for sure.
Maybe for the eyes, but that's about it. Paint the eyes first so you can...
exactly. I know how to do this now. I got this.
Let's see, what else did I do? No, I had something. I got Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter's real good. I got to like the 3rd mission.
Is it super grindy though?
It can be. It depends on the drops. It depends on what you get from your prey.
Because I'm still not sure if I'm going to get it for
PC. It depends on the drops. It depends on what you get from your hunt. On this one, I'm only on like the 3rd mission. On Monster Hunter Tri on Wii, I played for probably a fucking year, dude. I played that thing till it died. And I remember there was one hunt that I was trying. You can make armor and weapons out of what you get from monsters. Mm-hmm. You know that. And I remember that I was trying to get... I needed this one drop of this one piece to make the final piece of my armor. And I must have fought that fucking monster 8 times before I got it.
Don't kill the bears to extinction for that one drop, for that 5th pelt.
Yeah. And when I finally got the drop, I almost threw my controller across the wall. Across the room.
Out of happiness.
Yes.
out of excitement,
Yes.
not out of anger.
I have
I'm sure there was a little anger too, but
I have a couple of stories from work. Not from work, actually. The first one, I was driving to Target the other day. I drove to Target. I did my shit at Target. There was an easier way to say this. I was driving back from Target, and I'm behind this dude, and I recognize I don't recognize it, but I see that he has a frame on his license plate, and his license plate frame says, "I'd rather be squatching." So apparently there's a Bigfoot Watchers audience in Lafayette somewhere. I didn't know we had those kind of people around here.
down here we don't have Sasquatch is Pacific Northwest.
Right. We have skunk apes at
the
best.
Rougarou.
Well, that's a totally different thing. That's a werewolf.
I thought it was just a swamp monster.
Rougarou is a werewolf.
What's the swamp monster then?
It's a skunk ape. Is in Florida. I'm not joking you.
I thought the Rougarou was the swamp monster.
Okay, look. If anybody that's listening to this knows better, from what my grandmother told me, Rougarou is a werewolf, and Loup-garou with an L is a were-pig.
Because that's scarier.
But
Man, bear, pig.
I might be basing this on all outdated information. I don't know.
I didn't grow up here. I lived in the city. We didn't have swamps.
Yeah. You didn't grow up in the country like I did. Going back to Monster Hunter, I have noticed one thing. I don't know if it's because the PlayStation is in the living room now and I'm farther away from the TV, or because all these new games are doing tiny high-def fonts, but I'm having trouble reading, or maybe I'm just getting old, Brandon.
It's probably your trouble reading. We're not old. Can you increase the font size on that?
I don't think so. But here's the upside to that. I X through the tutorials, and it tells you where to go anyway. So, do I really need to read?
Who needs lore?
No. It's not even lore. It's just the tutorial telling you how to do stuff. But if you're going to tell me where to go and how to do it anyway, then why do I need a tutorial?
Yeah, if you're going to say it while...
This is not my first Monster Hunter, so I can pretty much wing it. You know, it's like when I was... Were you here when I was fighting Baroth? Yeah.
I wasn't. I was working on the podcast.
You were working on the podcast. I was fighting Baroth, and I was like, look, I know I'm not supposed to be using a sword for this to break off his armor, but that's all I have, so I'm just going to use a sword.
What are you supposed to use?
Hammer. Hammer breaks armor. They had a guy at work, also named Brandon, that would fit in with us perfect, but you've always had situations where you get in groups with other people named Brandon.
Yeah, that's why I'm Milton at a lot of places.
Here's the only place that you're Brandon. Here and at your mom's house.
Normally, I'm only Milton when the people I associate also associate greatly with the other Brandon.
Oh, okay.
So even like Brian and Krista's, I'm still Brandon over there.
Okay.
I'm Brandon most places now because the other
okay.
Brandons have kind of distanced themselves.
Yeah, you don't have Stakes and Bizzle and...
Well, Bizzle's still around, but not as much as when I was living with him.
Yeah.
When I was living with him.
Yeah.
It was funny when I would go places with Bizzle to eat or something. Hi, I'm Brandon. Hi, I'm Brandon. They always thought we were joking. And the one time Stakes came with us, I'm Brandon. I'm Brandon. I'm Brandon. I'm Brandon. I'm Brandon. I'm Brandon. Well, okay then. People thought we were lying all the time. It was great.
I'm going to have to ask to see your ID, sir. Brandon would fit in real well with this. He has a lot of not current. He has a lot of common interests that I do. I told him, dude, I got Monster Hunter. He doesn't have a PS4 anymore. He had to sell it, but he's getting Monster Hunter on Steam. I said, dude, I got Monster Hunter. It's amazing. It's beautiful. He was like, dude, what weapon do you use? I said, me? He said, yeah. I said, I use longsword, katana. He was like, man.
Not greatsword?
Not greatsword. I'm a katana guy. Katana or... I said that weird. Katana or sword and shield, because sometimes I like to be able to block. But blocking also uses a lot of stamina. So... I think I'm done on Monster Hunter. The other story I had...
You're not going to be able to talk about Monster Hunter until... Well, next week you'll get another one, and just no more Monster Hunter, just like the other game that shall not be named.
No, Haley doesn't care about Injustice because Haley doesn't care about Monster Hunter because she plays Monster Hunter.
Oh, okay. So that's the threshold that we have to shoot for.
The other story at work, a woman, I can't remember fully the interaction that I had with this woman, but a woman was asking me exactly what the difference was between the 3 kinds of mushrooms that we have. Regular button mushrooms, portobello mushrooms, and like, I don't know what the other kind is. I think we have 2 different kinds of portobellos, but she's like, well, what's this kind? And why are these darker? And why these are kind of small? Are these sliced up?
That's like asking why lettuce is different than spinach. It's a different
thing.
So do you have cable growing up? Because there's a lot of people that didn't.
I had lots of cable growing up, yes.
You watch Nickelodeon, I assume?
Yeah, I watched Nickelodeon.
What was your favorite show on Nickelodeon?
Was Ren and Stimpy on Nickelodeon?
It was.
The original Ren and Stimpy.
I didn't enjoy it.
I think I enjoyed it a lot more now than I did back then.
I got the first 3 seasons. I'll give to you. They were given to me.
Really?
Yeah, on DVD.
Oh, Brandon!
I don't watch them. I won't watch them.
It's Christmas. Oh, I know what I'm getting you for your birthday. I'm not
okay.
going to tell you, but I know what I'm getting you for your birthday. Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay. I'd say Ren and Stimpy, but now my favorite show is Ren and Stimpy. Was Rocco on?
Yeah, Rocco's one. Like,
Rocco's up there.
But also, I didn't understand Rocco as much.
Oh, I understood Rocco
when I was a little kid. I have so much more appreciation for it now.
It is a lot better
than
now.
I used to.
Rocco's up there. I really liked Rugrats. A lot of people are going to say Rocket Power, but Rocket Power is where...
That's when we were kind of growing out of Nickelodeon. For
Rocket
us.
Power is where I was moving out of Nickelodeon. Yeah. For me, even now, and you're going to hate it, I love Kablam.
I don't hate Kablam. I love Bob and...
Prometheus
and Bob. That's my favorite sketch on Kablam. I always liked the game shows, though.
Oh, yeah.
Like Wild and Crazy Kids was good. Super Sloppy Double Dare with Mark Summers, who was OCD apparently, hated the messiness on that show. Yeah.
Mark Summers, you know what I know Mark Summers from? When we first got...
Unwrapped.
When we first got Food Network.
I loved that show.
Unwrapped.
But my favorite was Legends of the Hidden Temple.
I cared for it. I didn't care.
Those kids are so stupid. They have one... Okay, so you go in... You win all the games. You go into the temple.
Right.
There's the ledges.
temple.
Yeah. There's the ledges... Mm-hmm. Where you go up the stairs into the crypt or the password room, whatever it was.
I know what you're talking about. I know the instance that you're about to bring up, and you're going to force me to find this fucking video.
Yeah, I am. But it shouldn't be hard. But they have that kid that goes to the ledges and he can't get out. He spends 3 minutes in the freaking ledges. How are you that stupid?
This might have been a before us. Do you remember Nick Arcade?
That was a great one, too.
That was a good show, too.
I always wanted to be in Nick Arcade.
There's going to be a lot of fucking clips in this video.
Until I saw a video of them backstage. And, like, one of them was where you had to throw snowballs and hit skiers.
Yeah.
Little animals that skied. And all you're just in a blue room.
Yeah.
And you have these bags of snowballs, and you're just trying to line up where you are and throw, and it has such bad tracking. This kid can't hit the things.
Yeah. Not, you know what that reminds me of? Not a Nickelodeon show, but they need to bring back American Gladiators.
Yeah. I used to watch that when I was younger. I loved American Gladiators.
It wouldn't be American anymore. It would be like
America.
Multinational Gladiators. Because, PC.
Sure.
You want some
But yeah, I watch the old game shows, and Are You Afraid of the Dark was really good too.
They're making a movie of Are You Afraid of the Dark.
They don't need a movie.
They
need to bring it back, but
they
don't need a movie. A movie's just going to be bad.
Did you know that they made a Goosebumps video game in about '97?
I knew they made a Goosebumps movie, but I didn't know they made a video game.
They made one more recent than that as well, trying to bring it back. At the same time the movie came out, they came out with a game. Maybe PS3, I'm not sure.
Wow, that soon? That recent?
I think so.
Wow.
I could look it up, but I don't think it's that important.
It's not.
But they came out with a the Galloping Gazelle video game. What was the name of that fucking Mutant Mayhem? The one with Adam West. You don't know what I'm talking about?
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Don't worry about it. Adam West played a superhero come to life called the Galloping Gazelle.
I thought you were going to say called Batman, because I remember that one.
No, that's a different thing. He was in an episode of Goosebumps. Anywho...
You ever play a game?
Have I played? I played a few.
Find something really cool.
It was brought up today, Brandon, when I said, shouldn't all of our topics relate to each other? And what did you say?
This is random bits. We can't have that.
They don't need to relate to each other. And I didn't think that through, to be honest with you. No, it's in the name, random. There you go.
So you ever play a game where you find something really cool? You're like, I need to show everybody this. Mm-hmm. And when you go to do it, you can't do it. You can't find it again. Never again to be seen.
I had sort of an opposite problem where I couldn't beat a boss unless I was at your house.
I remember that. You would come to my house just to play Ninja Gaiden.
I could only ever beat Ninja Gaiden bosses at Brandon's house.
The old trailer, the first trailer.
Yeah, and then I'd get pissed off because I'd go home and I couldn't do shit.
Well, they had a Fallout 3 came out.
The Plunger Motherlode.
And I enjoyed it. I played it. But in Fallout games, I don't beat the game. I just explore. When exploring, I found this tunnel, found out later, is under a bridge, where there was just plungers everywhere. I told all my friends this. Nobody else found it. I searched for months and months just looking for this one room in this game, going through every dungeon I went back into, retracing my steps all over the Capital Waste, looking for this, and I think I finally found it when nobody else was playing Fallout 3 anymore, so I couldn't... I think I showed you.
Yeah.
I made you go to it.
Yeah.
But nobody believed me that there was a thing where there were just plungers everywhere. So somehow, in the waste, one person just took all the plungers that he could find.
Not even marked on the map. It's not a location.
It's just a room under a bridge somewhere.
Like, what I'm saying is it's not even a fast travel point.
Yeah.
It's just there. I was looking for the coordinates and I can't find it.
Yeah. I couldn't find it today if I tried again, but I remember looking for it for months. I was searching for this one room. Other
people have found it. You've been validated. It's recorded on the internet now. So there's that.
Thankfully. But I searched on the internet for it too when I was trying to look for it. Couldn't find anything on it until I finally found it, and everybody finds it and posts about it. I imagine there's a lot of stories where everybody had the same thing. I found this really cool place. I can't find it again. It's filled with plungers.
Yeah, I didn't have that happen to me. I've had things happen in games that I couldn't get to happen again. I was playing Elder Scrolls one time and I was stuck in this room. And by this point I had my stealth level all the way up. The game glitched. I got locked in this room. Not by like a door, not a transition, a load area, but by a gate that comes down. I got locked in this room. They had a NPC enemy walking around, and he actually opened the gate, and I snuck out. When I snuck out, he saw me. I don't know what happened. He started to chase me, and the gate fell on him. I love Elder Scrolls, Brandon. I don't know if I've ever... I'm sure I have. I just didn't have enough time to think of a reasonable answer.
I had something like that happen to me in Zelda Twilight Princess.
Uh-huh.
There's one part toward the very end of the game, to get to the last temple before the final boss, you go down into a cavern, and a guy's supposed to follow you.
Yeah.
When he follows you, you talk to him again.
Yeah.
He leaves, and you teleport out with the big cannon.
Yeah.
I was in Wisconsin.
Twilight Princess or Skyward Sword?
Twilight Princess.
Okay.
Well, because you can't transform if he's in the room.
Right.
So I go down there, I save it, and I close out the game because it was dinner. Mm-hmm. When I go back, I try to teleport out or transform into the dog, and it says, "Oh, this guy's here. You can't do that."
You picked an unfortunate time to save.
Yeah, he never made it into the room.
Yeah.
Therefore, he wasn't there.
Yeah.
But the game showed him there.
Yeah.
I had to restart from the beginning of the game.
That's awful.
That's the reason it took me so long to beat Twilight Princess. I just got bored with it.
Especially in a Zelda game, that's awful.
It was the last dungeon.
I've had to restart games, but I don't think I've ever had to restart games that far back. I got a good bit into Little Big Planet 3, and it just stopped loading, which apparently is a glitch that happens.
Huh. Yeah, restart a Zelda game from square one.
Especially with
the last temple.
All the shit you collected.
Yeah. I was pissed. I didn't pick up that game again until Skyward Sword came out.
And then you had a problem with Skyward Sword, didn't you?
No, I just never played it.
Oh, okay. I never played that one either. I never bought that one.
I have it. I just never played it because I don't like that they changed Link to right-handed for those two games.
Because of the motion controls.
Because of the motion controls.
Yeah.
Link is lefty. He's a southpaw.
And even then, if you would have kept him left, waggle it, just make it control the left hand. It's not that sensitive.
With the motion plus, it was.
Oh, it was?
For Twilight Princess, it was just wiggle, and he attacked.
Yeah.
He could have stayed lefty. But for Skyward Sword, that's when they were pushing the motion plus.
I used the Wave Bird for those.
You can't for Skyward Sword.
You can't?
Because it was the 1-1 movement.
Oh, I never played Skyward Sword. I
Okay.
used the Wave Bird for Twilight Princess.
Yeah, well, they released that for Cube as well.
I fucking played it on Cube. Now that you mention it,
They
that was a long time ago.
They released it for it was a launch release for Wii.
Yeah,
and then a couple months later they released it for Cube because they promised it for Cube and just never.
In fact, I remember that I was trying to decide: do I want to buy this for Wii, because I had a Wii and a Cube at the time? Do I want to buy it for Wii, or do I want to wait and buy it for Cube? And I ended up waiting a couple of months, the longest months of my life, to buy it for Cube because I didn't want to have to mess with the motion controls.
It wasn't that bad. Aiming gets a lot better. Like even for Ocarina for 3DS, I played.
Yeah.
You do gross movements with the thumbstick and then motion controls for the finer movements, and it works out pretty well.
Something else had motion controls on Switch.
Well, Switch has Zelda motion controls as well.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, I turned that shit off.
I liked it because I did the same thing. I
don't like
gross movements with the stick, and then fine movements.
Please don't talk about thick sticks.
Gross movements with the
Jesus
stick.
Christ.
Gross movements with the stick, and then fine movements with the motion controls, and it works pretty well.
That's the reason I didn't buy that new Star Fox game, because motion controls.
There's a new Star Fox game
on Wii U, maybe? The last Star Fox game. Not new.
I was never really a big fan of Star Fox. I still have your Star Fox 3D.
Fucking
3DS.
love Star Fox. Well, if you like Star Fox 3DS, then you would like Star Fox 64.
What is Star Fox 64?
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same game.
Yeah.
It just looks a little better. Star Fox on Super Nintendo was the first game to use polygons.
I didn't know that.
Yep. First 3D game. Air quotes. What are we talking about?
That was things you found, but it's random. That's what we do. What's your biggest pet peeve in movies? Either real life or in the actual movie that's happening.
My biggest pet peeve in movies... I know what yours is, when people can't fucking fight.
Yep.
My biggest pet peeve in movies has nothing to do with the movie. It's when you're seeing a movie for the first time with someone, and they ask you questions about that movie. Like, you know what the fuck is going on.
We have the same information.
Fuck, I had a really good one, but it wasn't a movie, it was a TV show.
Same thing.
I fucking lost it.
Well, mine is when fighting, as Randall said, fighting.
Oh, I remember. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. They have one certain enemy in Doctor Who called the Weeping Angels.
Okay, I know of them.
They can't move if they're being watched. So, in the first episode with the Weeping Angels, this always got on my nerves. In the first episode with the Weeping Angels, it's the Weeping Angel and this chick, Sally Sparrow. I used to be real into Doctor Who. Sally Sparrow. In a room. And the Weeping Angel's behind her, but she's frozen.
Okay.
So she's not moving. Sally's not looking at her. So we're now treating the viewer as someone looking at the Weeping Angel. Is that how I'm reading that?
It's the only thing I can think of.
That's all I can, because nobody else is in the fucking room.
Do they always treat the viewer as...
Oh. Come to think of it, you never see a Weeping Angel move. So maybe they always treat the viewer as someone watching the Weeping Angel. Huh. Because every time the Weeping Angel moves, it's like when the lights go out or something, so you can't see it.
Yeah.
Well, that was mine, but now it makes sense.
Mine's fight scenes. When people either can't fight, they do things that are just wholly ineffective in a fight.
I was talking about this with other Brandon today.
Because, I mean, I fight for fun.
Specifically talking about you.
I'm in a judo class, and we don't do things if they're ineffective. We try them. If they suck, we don't do them. Because it's not going to work in the real world. Like, even Daredevil is the biggest issue I have. I'm watching Daredevil on Netflix. Mm-hmm. I enjoy the TV show.
You went through this last week.
But every fight, I had to suspend my brain. Because it's just bad.
You know, I could probably get a cut with all the fight scenes removed. So you just have the story. What do you think of it besides... I bit my tongue. What do you think of it besides the fight scene?
No, I mean, I like the show.
Did you know?
I think they cast Kingpin great.
Oh, you know who that is?
No.
It's Vincent D'Onofrio. He's the roach guy from Men in Black.
Oh, yeah, you told me that.
Yeah, him, and if you ever watched Adventures in Babysitting...
No, I never
he plays
watched that.
Thor.
I think they could have been better by like casting somebody like the Mountain or anybody that competes in the strongman competition. Any of the Icelandic guys, they would have to get their English a little better. But I think they would have done a wholly better job because watching the Kingpin in that video, in that show, bench press like 4 plates on each side, 8 plates when he's in prison. Just no, his arms aren't big enough to do that. But, I mean, understand he's supposed to be like 380 pounds of solid muscle in the comic books. Michael Clark Duncan.
Oh, he's also the guy from Full Metal Jacket.
Oh, the
guy that kills himself.
Private Pile. Yeah. But Michael Clark Duncan, the huge black dude, was a great cast for Kingpin.
He was.
Wrong race, but that's fine. It doesn't matter that much.
That kind of goes with Nick Fury.
Yeah.
They go back and forth. Race doesn't really matter with Kingpin or Nick Fury.
The casting was so spot on. Yeah. The race didn't matter.
Too bad that movie fucking sucked.
Yeah.
That was real bad.
He was a great cast for Kingpin.
Yeah, he was.
That's why they should have picked the Mountain or something for the Daredevil. They might have just... Since he's in Game of Thrones, they might have not... His obviously his price went up.
Yeah.
So they might have not been able to afford him because they might have not been able to get into Iceland because I'm sure they're in Iceland training 100% of the time for the strongman competitions, which they don't play on TV anymore. I haven't seen them.
I don't know. It's not something I'll look out for. I
used to watch it all the time.
Watch ESPN.
Watch all the Icelandic guys play in their backyards.
Throw logs and shit. Throwing toddlers up in the air.
God, they should have a toddler tossing competition. They had a keg tossing competition where they took a keg, threw it over their heads, and try to get it the highest.
Did you see the video of the guy? It's a Snapchat video. He paid to crown a midget in the head with a trash can. It's great. I want to see if I can find it.
You know a lot of comic books. What fictional character had the worst life? I'll start. Not even comic books, just anywhere. Biblical Job. Do you know the story of Job from the Bible?
Yeah.
Yes. It was.
But refresh me.
This guy.
I know Job from Arrested Development.
I don't.
Okay.
So anyway, the story of Biblical Job was this dude that was a devout worshiper of God.
You keep saying Biblical Job, and that sounds like a comic book title. It does.
He was a devout worshiper of God.
Yeah.
And Satan just walks up to the guy and says, "Hey, see that guy down there? He really likes you. I bet you he only likes you because he has a nice life. He had a bunch of daughters, and he had a big farm, and Satan's just like, hey, I bet you the only reason he likes you is because you gave him all that stuff." And God's like, deal. Challenge accepted.
Old Testament or New Testament?
Old. This is vengeful God.
Old Testament God. All right.
God's like, challenge accepted. Burned all his crops, killed all his daughters, gave him like boils and
herpes,
all the herpetogonosyphilades, all of them.
Wow.
All of them. And he's like, Satan's like, yeah, see, he doesn't like you. And it's like, no, actually, he's still thanking me for everything. But I mean, how much of an asshole are you? If you're like, okay, this guy likes me. I'm just gonna ruin his fucking life.
He only likes you because you made his life easy. I got you. Hold on. Let's see. Fictional characters with an awful life.
And I just want to...
Spawn has to be up there.
I want to take another side note. Old Testament God, total asshole.
Yeah.
Just lays waste to cities without a second thought. I mean, Moses, he drowns the whole world.
There's theories behind that. I'm not going to get into that.
But anyway.
Spawn had a really shit life. Secret Agent. Did you ever watch Spawn? Spawn was a good...
I watched the movie, but I don't remember the beginning of it. I just watched the end.
He's a secret agent. They needed a scapegoat. They turned their back on him. They burned him alive. He wound up in hell working for the devil. Turns his back on the devil. Finds out that his wife is sleeping with his best friend. It's rough.
This is bad all the way around.
I remembered the other thing that I did this week.
Okay, because going back there.
Yeah, we're going back there. I watched Cloverfield Paradox.
How was it?
It's super good.
It's on my list to watch. I just haven't got around to it yet.
Super good movie. Has me fully looking forward to the next movie. They are coming out with a new movie.
Yeah.
In theaters called Overlord.
Okay, is that supposed to be the final one?
I think that's supposed to be the final one, but it takes place in World War II.
Okay.
Because in Cloverfield...
I guess Paradox will explain it.
In Cloverfield Paradox, I'm not spoiling anything. Cloverfield Paradox, they say that this could cause ripples in time and space, not just the present, but the past and future.
Okay.
So apparently in World War II, we're dealing with a Cloverfield monster or something. I don't know.
Okay.
But I don't really care. It's in the Cloverfield universe. I'm game.
Dexter, the cat, also had a pretty crappy life.
Yeah. Dexter did have a pretty crappy life.
We got a lantern ring out of it.
He did get a red lantern ring out of it. So, I'd say that cancels out.
You want to paraphrase his story?
We've covered it before, but I'll paraphrase. Yeah, we have.
For those that haven't listened to the other episodes.
Dexter is a character in DC Comics. He was just a normal house cat. I'm going to have to find a badass picture for him. Or, I think he's been in a couple of animated movies.
Okay.
He was just a normal house cat. He loved his owner. His owner loved him. His owner got murdered. He was on the streets, ended up being adopted. He was abused or something like that. I might be mixing up stories. Ends up getting a Red Lantern ring and just kills everybody.
For those to do with the Red Lantern ring.
For those of you who are not aware, Green Lantern ring is imagination and willpower. Red Lantern ring fuels off of rage and blood. So give a house cat a weapon of rage, and there you go.
And he also wears the ring on his tail.
He does wear the ring on his tail, and I think that's the best part. Yeah. I know for a fact that he's been in a movie with Plastic Man, was also in the movie. Plastic Man is essentially a smart-ass Mr. Fantastic.
Okay.
Plastic Man was in the movie, and he found this cat, and he brought it on the Watchtower. The Watchtower is Justice League satellite. Brought it on the Watchtower, and it was Dexter. I always say Daxstar because Daxter. Yeah. It was Dexter, and he'll have it. He'll be like petting it, nice kitty, and he'll put it in a room and he'll leave, and it'll all kind of commotion. And he'll go back in and be like, "What was that?" And Daxter is just laying in the middle of the room.
It's like when they put in Futurama. When they put Nibbler in the hold with all the animals from that planet that was imploding.
And then there's
he ate everything.
Yeah. Oh, God, I love Nibbler. You know what's great about Futurama? They planned that shit from the first episode. That's amazing.
Matt Groening is what he does.
That's fantastic. I love Matt Groening.
If you could have an unlimited supply of one thing, what would it be?
Shit. That's not my answer.
I don't... Nope, you said it. It's what you got. I didn't have an answer for this. And I still don't know what it would be.
Mm-hmm. Do you have an answer?
No.
Okay.
I think it was on one of the late night talk shows that if you took all the porn in the world and started watching it alphabetically from the time you were born, you will die before you finish anal.
I don't doubt that. I would say porn, but I already have that because the internet.
I don't know. I mean, food would be great. An unlimited supply of tacos would be amazing.
Oh, tacos.
But I think even then I would get tired of tacos at some point. It'd take a while.
Yeah.
But I would get tired of tacos at one point in time. I mean, money's the easy one, but
Money's it.
RAM.
See, okay.
RAM. I want an unlimited supply of RAM on my computer.
You said an unlimited supply of anything, and I immediately only thought about food. I didn't think about all this other stuff. Money's an easy one, because with money you can have an unlimited supply of anything.
I think that's cheating, though.
That's cheating. That's like asking a genie for more wishes.
Yeah.
An unlimited supply of anything. Gas?
That's... Yeah, I mean, not have to ever go... I had to get gas tonight.
Yeah.
Not have to waste that 5 minutes of my life once a week.
Well...
I drive a car that drinks it.
Yeah, it's nobody's fault but your own that you drive a BMW, Brandon.
Only a 15-gallon gas tank at that. Not huge.
I'm thinking about trading in Elizabeth.
That's the name of your car?
That's the name of my car.
4A.
Probably a small truck.
Like a little Toyota Tacoma or something?
Something like that. Because you don't realize that you need a truck until you need a truck.
I'm aware.
I like to be able to haul things. Something small. I was considering a Jeep, but like a Jeep probably has less room in it than my car does.
Yeah, Jeeps are... And they're really noisy if you ever take them on the interstate. Or you get one... I mean, you can get the soft tops flap.
I'm not getting a soft top.
It'll flap it when you're on the interstate. You can get the ones that change out. You can put the hard top on it. But those leak like sieves.
I
I've heard.
hate soft top anything.
It's nice. I mean, one guy I went to school with had it, and it was great for, the 2 weeks in Louisiana where you can just rock windows down. And,
Yeah.
But after those 2 weeks, it just kind of sucks.
I don't have a good answer for this, Brandon.
No,
Ram was a pretty good answer.
Ram would be nice.
Ram is expensive.
It's not that. It's gone down a lot.
It has?
Yeah. DDR3 RAM you can get 16 gigs for not that much. Yeah, unlimited supply of anything is a hard
That's
question
hard to
without
pick.
going straight to food.
That's hard to pick one thing, food or money,
I mean, you think of the basic necessities first, as we're trained to do it as humans.
Well,
Food, shelter, water, food, shelter, normally in that order.
It's not shelter, food, water.
No, water is your most important. You got a few days. Food, you have a few weeks. Okay. Shelter, you can make a shelter. You can find a shelter, a tree or something.
I'm just saying, when I play Minecraft, I focus on shelter a lot sooner than I focus on water.
Well, you don't ever focus on water unless you need something fishing that you can only fish for.
Okay, check this out. Speaking of Minecraft, I farted today, and it sounded just like a villager. It's gonna be that kind of show, folks.
What's your favorite song lyric? I got mine already. Rehab. There's Lawn Chair High is the name of the song. There's a part in there where he says, "You better rectify the mucking eyes." Loved it. I used that at Fisher's more than once. One time at Fisher's, I said it wrong. I motherfucking recognize. But it's rectify the mucking eyes.
It's from B-Boy Document by the High and Mighty, featuring Mos Def and Mads, because I like how both of ours are from rap songs.
We're not primarily rap listeners.
No, we're not. Says, so for all you lame cats trying to put your hit out, try rocking back and forth. It might be easier to get your shit out. It's a great line. It's fantastic.
What's something that people do or say that makes you think, yep, that person's a moron? Mine is when somebody actually tells you how smart they are.
Nice.
If somebody tells you how smart they are, guaranteed moron.
Is it okay to say generally anytime anyone in public speaks to me?
No, because that's not fair.
I hate people.
Because everybody has to speak to you at some point in time in a public place to become your friend.
Okay, check it out. When people, not turn lanes, but the breaks in the median on a highway where you can either turn. When people don't know
Pull all the way to
Pull
the other
all the
side.
way to the other side. Yeah.
So you can see the oncoming.
Exactly
Instead of the other
right.
person car.
When people don't know to pull all the way to the other side of the median when you're turning off of the highway, that gets on my fucking nerves. That's the best one I have.
And also, when people try to explain something to you, but they're just bad at communicating.
That's good.
They don't know how to communicate. Like if somebody has a problem, they just don't know how to say, "This program I'm using, this is the problem I find."
That's okay. That's fair because you work IT. You work help desk.
I mean, like my boss actually called me into the office the other day and said, "I want to pick your brain. How do you do it? How are you normally always top in ticket count and have the least amount of time in call?" So I don't know. I don't really know what I do differently than the other people. I stay in ready mode as much as I can to get the next call, and I don't chit chat with people.
Yeah.
I think my survey scores, we have surveys that the customers fill out. I think my survey scores suffer from that. But I'm okay with taking 2s and 3s on surveys out of 4 if I don't have to sit there and chit chat with you.
You don't like small talk at all.
I don't. I get that from my dad though. My dad actually he had a boss come down and he was going over his yearly evaluations. And the boss is like, "Well, a lot of guys say that you're really short on the phone." He's like, "You don't pay me to talk to these guys. If I have a problem or if I need something, I'm going to call this guy in the parts shop and I'm going to tell him exactly what I need and get off the phone so I can get back to my effing job. I'm not going to sit there and talk to him about the saints or the weather. That's not what you're paying me for. I'm going to call him, ask what I need, and get off the phone. I'm not going to chit-chat with the guy. I'm the same way. You call me. We don't need a small talk. Don't ask me how I am. Just, this is my name. This is my problem. And we'll get along fine. If we're waiting to install, I'll chit-chat with you. How are you? Where are you from? I don't care how your day's going. But how's the weather over there? I will do the small talk if I'm waiting for something to install.
Yeah.
But if you just call in, tell me your problem, we will get it done so much quicker. I can get the next call, and you can get back to your job.
Yeah. So you got it from your dad. You know what I got from my dad?
Nothing.
A receding hairline and a fear of commitment.
And your last name.
Well, anywho.
What are games we need more of?
Games we need more of. Okay, Brandon, I was actually going to lead into this one because I thought of this at work. We have enough Grand Theft Auto. No, that's not true. We have enough Maddens. We have enough FIFAs. We have enough Call of Duties. We don't have enough Grand Theft Autos because those are all amazing.
5.
5 what?
5 Grand Theft Autos. But no, is that counting Grand Theft Auto for the PlayStation?
It counts Grand Theft Auto for PlayStation. That doesn't count
Vice City and San Andreas.
Vice City and San Andreas. It also doesn't count. They added one on PlayStation that was like Grand Theft Auto 1974 or something. Yeah.
That's weird.
It doesn't. That's just 1, 2, 3. So we're actually on like 7. But they're all amazing, so I'm going to let that go. We have enough fucking Assassin's Creeds.
Let it die, Ubisoft. Let Assassin's Creed die.
I hear Ubisoft is making essentially Black Flag, but without all the Assassin's Creed stuff. It's just going to be
It's just a
pirate game.
sailing.
Yeah.
Isn't that High Seas?
I don't know.
It's a game that's coming out, I know for sure.
Oh.
High Seas, it's you captain a ship and you can fight other people and go for treasure chests. And
That's Black Flag. They reached their pinnacle with Black Flag. They can stop.
I mean, how many time you're gonna run out of time frames to do these in?
They
you can't go back to revolutionary times because he did it.
They can't stop. First of all, until I get my fucking Japanese Assassin's Creed. I just want ninja assassins. That's all I want.
You want ninjas?
I want ninjas. Games we need more of.
More Battlefields. The Battlefields were always a lot better than the Call of Duty.
I don't like Battlefield. I don't like either.
Because you can have 64 players in a map.
I understand that.
That's a whole lot better than Call of Duty. Always just ends up being a deathmatch anyway.
I understand that, but I was always. You like team-based stuff.
Yeah.
I was always really bad at Battlefield. I'm not good at objectives. I just want to kill people. I'm good at Call of Duty. Let me camp up on a rooftop somewhere and I'm set.
So you're a deathmatch fan.
I'm a deathmatch fan.
There is team deathmatch.
Team deathmatch I'm a fan of.
So were you ever big into Unreal?
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah.
I enjoy
At LTC, we had a teacher at LTC that dropped out like halfway through the semester. After we had already landed all the computers together, all we would do is play Unreal and RuneScape.
Which
That's
one?
all.
Which Unreal? This is important. Unreal 3 or 2K4 Tournament Edition.
I think it was Tournament.
2K4 was my favorite.
I think it was
me
Tournament.
and Brian. We played that into the morning too many times.
We modded all of our skins. I had Cobra Commander, obviously. One of the other guys had Sonic the Hedgehog. It was great. I think that was right when Gears of War had come out. So one guy was Marcus Phoenix. It's fantastic.
I always enjoyed the Unreals because you could do the team deathmatch or just straight up deathmatch. They also had the ones that were objective based.
Yeah.
Like the Conquest and the Domination and Capture the Flag even.
You would have liked Halo if you were in Xbox at the time.
I mean, I played it a little bit, but I almost bought an Xbox for Halo alone.
Oh, yeah, you told me about that.
But I never pulled the trigger on
We've
it.
covered that. I didn't mind the little bit of multiplayer. And you know me, I'm not exactly a multiplayer person. I didn't mind the little bit of multiplayer that I played on Halo.
I want another Team Fortress 2, damn it.
Okay, check this out.
I played like 500 hours of Team Fortress 2.
We need to catch up on Monster Hunters. We should have had one on PlayStation a long time ago. I want 3 more Monster Hunters.
But Monster Hunters are primarily Japanese, aren't they?
They are. They have 1 million in Japan.
Because
They
I
just
was
don't
listening to
import
the
to America.
podcast, and they were saying that
Podcast. You know what I can't stand? You know what people do that I don't like? When they don't cut out their fucking ums and uhs out of their podcast. That's why I cut all of ours out.
I don't say much.
No, me. I say
Yeah.
a lot.
I actually, that's why I have so many pauses.
That's why you have gaps. Yeah.
Because I focused on not saying and I let there be silence in the conversation in what I'm saying.
Anyway.
But yeah, they had 2 games that they were supposed to release to get the U.S. and Western markets into the Monster Hunter series because people see it as too grindy. So they had to release. They had 2 games planned that they were going to release, and then once they get these into the U.S. markets, then they're going to say, "Hey, Monster Hunter's the same game.
Yeah.
Come try this."
Yeah.
Yeah, but they succeeded with Monster Hunter, the newest Monster Hunter.
They did succeed.
I think another thing that helped them was getting it into Marvel, the newest Marvel.
Yeah.
Because Monster
Marvel
Hunter's in
vs.
there,
Capcom.
and people are like, "Oh, this is a cool character.
Yeah.
Let me try the game
Yeah.
that this comes from."
That's what got me into Guardians of the Galaxy. Rocket Raccoon was in the last Marvel vs.
Marvel
Capcom,
3.
and I was like, "Who the fuck is Rocket Raccoon?" Games we need more of. I could really use another Injustice, and I'm not just saying that.
That just came out though.
Okay, but I want a finish to the story.
Oh, they left the cliffhanger.
They left the
There's gonna be another one.
cliffhanger.
It'll take a few years, but
Yeah,
there'll
I
be
know.
another.
I'm joking when I say that. However, I think there could seriously be a Marvel version of Injustice.
They had the new Marvel.
It's not. That's a Marvel version of Street Fighter.
Yeah,
It needs to be Injustice.
How is Injustice different than the
It's
Marvel?
better. The customization, the fight style is more Mortal Kombat than Street Fighter because those are 2 distinctly different fighting styles. And to my knowledge, Marvel vs. Capcom doesn't have finishers. And that does a lot to describe the character that you're playing as, the finishing move.
Yeah, I guess.
They have special moves in Marvel vs. Capcom, but not
did
so
you know
much
this
finishers.
is the first year that Marvel's not going to be at EVO,
What's Evo?
the championship fighting convention?
Oh, okay, I don't...
It's the big pinnacle of fighting games.
Excuse me, Brandon. I don't watch
I think
online
DBZ
gaming.
made it,
Maybe so. I think so.
but there were like 3 other games that were going to beat the new Marvel out of. But they just don't have enough people interest in it to put it in this
With
tournament.
DBZ coming out right now and being as big as it is.
DBZ is the one that destroyed Marvel
Yeah.
because they came out like the same week.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know it was that close.
DBZ was a Marvel killer. I mean, Marvel still looks pretty. The newest Marvel's thing
It
still looks pretty.
It looks very pretty, but it just doesn't... I do like they put short hair Thor in there.
Oh yeah,
They have long hair and short hair Thor.
I really, the reason they did that is Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith said on his podcast that they should do short hair Thor, and he's like, apparently,
Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth heard it and was like, "Yeah, let's do it."
Because I know it happened in the comic book. I say it happened in the comic book, but I don't know if they did it before or after they did it in the movie. They might have retconned it in the comic book.
Yeah.
Did you see his new hammer?
No. They made
Stormbreaker?
They made a new Mjolnir.
Mjolnir. It's called Stormbreaker. The handle is actually Groot's arm. It's great. It's his. It's essentially his Ultimate Thor hammer. A while back when they did Ultimate Marvel, and they redesigned all their characters. It's Ultimate Thor. It's a hammer on one side and an axe on the other side.
Like it's like an actual warhammer.
It's like an actual warhammer, yeah. So that's Stormbreaker, and the handle is like a tree root or some shit. It looks really cool. It's not like his hand or anything. It's just like a tree, a vine type of deal. We need to rush this, Brendan. We're running long.
Okay, so favorite things, you got two since we're going 2 weeks. Mine are first, Video Game Donkey released a couple new videos. His Monster Hunter one made me laugh out loud a few times.
I guess I need to watch it.
What was the other one he did? You were watching?
Yeah,
the Monster Hunter one was good. Go watch all the stuff; it's all great.
Video Game Donkey is amazing.
And Jonathan Young does hard. Well, I found him when he did hard rock covers of Disney songs. Mm-hmm. He did songs from The Greatest Showman. That I love the Hugh Jackman. The Hugh Jackman musical.
Bailey thing.
Zac Efron.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the movie. I love the soundtrack. I've listened to it multiple times all the way through at work. And his covers are great.
So, Brandon, you like Star Wars about as much as I like Star Wars.
Maybe even more.
Probably more. I go on and off with Star Wars. Sometimes I really like it. Sometimes I'm meh.
When I'm sick, I watch it and it makes me feel better.
All right.
All the way since I was a little kid.
It's probably the fucking midichlorians. Somebody recut
original trilogy, not that first piece of garbage.
Probably the fucking bacteria.
Trilogy.
Somebody recut the Solo trailer with Beastie Boys Sabotage.
It fits so well,
and it fits so good. My other favorite.
It's something that Tom Solo would listen to while flying around the Millennium Falcon.
It's just cut amazingly, and it's something. It's not like it's difficult. It's something I could have done.
Yeah.
But it works real well.
I'm putting together a crew. You in?
That's yes.
That's one. Both of mine are very short. You notice that? The other one is Netflix released the trailer, not the trailer because they have another trailer, but Netflix released the date announcement for the new series of Lost in Space that they're doing. And I grew up on reruns of Lost in Space.
So you watched Lost in Space as well?
I watched Lost in Space, the series. I grew up on the shitty reruns with the family and the pedophile in space. And
I want to know who's going to be the pedophile in the new one.
I don't know.
Because they got the chick. Yeah. They also had the guy, but I thought the guy was the guy they showed a close up of. I thought that was the dad.
Yeah, I don't remember there being a black girl in the original Lost in Space.
It was back racy time.
Yeah,
70s,
60s, 64.
Yeah, we don't put black people on TV.
Well, except for Star Trek. But I grew up watching the series of Lost in Space. I grew up on the reruns. I didn't grow up in the 60s. And then I watched I'm going to say now that it was a shitty movie. But when I was a kid, that was fucking amazing.
I don't remember the movie at all. I remember the TV shows.
It was an okay movie. The ending was fucking awful. Go and watch it if you're feeling good about yourself. Matt LeBlanc in this movie had this. You could see this metal collar around his head, around his neck. And when he pushed a button, it went clink, 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 and turned into a helmet, a segmented helmet.
Cool.
Looked fucking. I was enamored with that thing for like 2 years when I was a kid. It was amazing. But that was probably the best part of that movie. That and Space Spiders.
The rest of human history begins now.
Impact detected. Brace for impact. Brace for
Danger, Will Robinson.
However, this new trailer looks amazing. It looks like they're going... In the movie, they got away from the... You remember what the ship looked like in the series?
I don't.
It was just a UFO. It was just a disc.
Yeah.
In the movie, they got away from that, and it was almost a Millennium Falcon shape. In this one, it looks like they're going back to the disc-shaped Starship. So that looks cool.
That was a train wreck there.
Yeah, I had a stroke. It's fine. That looks cool. And then to hear Danger Will Robinson at the end, that's one of my all-time favorite catchphrases. Danger Will Robinson.
I don't like how mechanical they're going with the voice.
It's a fucking robot, Brandon.
I understand it, but in the old TV show, it wasn't that robotic. It wasn't that mechanical.
Because they couldn't do it.
I disagree with that. I think they could have done it. I like the old voice because I think that in the future, when they're robots that are actually talking, they'll talk with a bit more cadence and
That's
not as mechanical.
A fair point. They're not going to sound like they're made out of gears.
Yeah. But it does look good. I'm going to give it a shot because it's Netflix. So we need to wrap it up. We're running along. Say goodnight, Randall.
Good night, Randall.